Righto, g'day legends, welcome back. We're live and we are recording episode 16.
Yep. Back in our separate rooms.
Yeah.
Separated once again.
Yeah, and look, at the end of the day, cheers, good to see you, Buzz. Good to see you're actually awake and you're doing well.
Oh, I don't know, give it a fucking 20 minutes or something, mate. We might be a bit different.
You'll liven up, hopefully.
Yeah, well.
Mate, did you want to welcome everyone and just shout out our couple of supporters that we've got? And I believe you got an announcement, mate.
Yeah, a few changes.
Get that off your chest.
No, welcome back, everyone. Also, I was thinking before too, just the 2 episodes we recorded together, that was pretty sick. Like, it's just, I don't know, just got a real the Off-Road Yarnsman family. Like, it's yeah, it's pretty cool. Everyone getting around and jumping on lives, and you know, we're doing it during school nights, and everyone's jumping on. So, thank you guys, absolute legends.
Absolutely.
We were hoping time while Brad was down here to get a bit of a meet-up happening, but just time didn't permit. So we'll definitely have that happening again. But yeah, so normally we rattle out our supporters, and normally Devil Accessories is the first one. But the office is changing a lot, and started a new business doing equipment hire and stuff like that. So yeah, we're sort of deciding, well, I haven't done it officially, but we're looking at shutting down Devil Accessories. Just the time, and it's been awesome. Got to meet a lot of people, and you know, I got to go to the 4Drive show because of it, and you know, yeah, it's been a cool journey and learning all that sort of stuff and the retail, and yeah, just sort of just don't have the time to put into it, and don't really want to half-ass a project. So yeah, we'll probably shut that website down. I'm sure Brad will still annoy me for stickers and all that, which I'll 100%. Be absolutely be frothing to make. I can't wait to do that. And yeah, and then also on other news as well, we're losing them. We need to bloody sort this out. But Provoked Apparel has also put their business up for sale. So if you're interested in taking over apparel company, and I know these two personally, they hadn't had many beers with them, and they've put a lot of work into this business, so it'd be really cool to see this business taken over in good hands. It's based in Perth, obviously, and yeah, so give them a message on Provoked Apparel on Instagram or Facebook or something like that if you're interested. And yeah, I don't know what prices they're sort of talking about, but yeah, it'd be good to see someone take it over, and they've definitely got a lot of knowledge, so it'd be cool to take that over as well.
Well, that's a massive thank you to those guys. Look, I mean, obviously, mate, they did in their own way sort of support our potty and our venture. So we really, you know, we want to say thank you to those guys for that, because it does. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, we're not profiting anything out of it. We're just helping each other. They're giving us a little bit of exposure, and we're doing the same. So yeah, we can't thank them enough, and we hope that the next venture they take on together, mate, is going to be just as successful, and probably hopefully they don't have to work as hard, because they put a lot of hours in. You kept saying, mate, they basically just complete it. They never really come up for breath. So
exactly why you need to support these other small businesses. Renegade Grips, they're based over east. They do, you know, all your cords in your cars, dog leads, all sorts of stuff. So go check them out. All handmade, no Chinese bullshit. They put a lot of hours into making all their grips and products. Or Anarchy Auto Care, another Australian company, small timer, and he's going big pretty quick. So get on them. He's
crack, isn't he?
Yeah, well, keep an eye on the Instagram. There's always sales going on. So and I've used it personally. It's I hate washing cars, so yeah, definitely get onto it. So it makes it a lot easier. And then if you've got a show car or something silly like that, it's got all the products for that. So check that out. Yeah.
That's it. Thank you. So appreciate that.
Into it. Shout out to Outback and Everest. Is there any?
Yeah.
Outback's. I noticed my name. I'm vegan.
Is there?
Have you noticed your name yet?
Have I? I've noticed my name. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've changed a couple of times. So.
Barista Brad and Flat White.
Yeah.
I don't know what they can see, if they can see the flat white part or.
I'm not sure either.
Because I've got AKA effing legend under mine, and then you've got flat white under yours. So You know, got to keep it keen.
I'd rather be flat white than fat white.
Yeah. I was almost going to put that. I didn't want to be too harsh, so I better warm up first.
Yeah, that's it. And shout out to Better Beer. We're both drinking Better Beer. They're not sponsors of the show yet, but
Should be.
I know they do sponsor quite a few potties, so there's no harm in them just jumping on one more.
Unemployed or whatever they're called, sponsor us, boys.
Yeah, there you go. So any breweries out there, we're still chasing the bloody
keen. We're keen.
And not necessarily support or a sponsor that can just flick us a few beers for each potty.
Just a truckload each, you know, sort of thing. Not asking for much.
Yeah, shout out to Better Beer.
Yep, it is a bit better.
Yeah. No, very good, mate. Very good. So,
did you want to update everyone? You sort of had your big family sort of thing. You did the big announcement. Did you want to update on the good news of that, or the good end
on
with
the family announcement? What do you? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, of course you don't. No, the operation, how it all went.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Well, if you don't keep up with our socials, so obviously when we did do the live, Fee was going for surgery the following week. Surgery went successfully. It was amazing. Can't thank the team down there at Charlie Gardner Hospital, a neurosurgeon team down there. They're epic. They did a great job, and Fee's back on the mend, and she's back at work and doing everything. We actually go down on the 19th in a couple of weeks' time for surgery number 2, which is brain surgery on a smaller aneurysm. All going well, that'll be smooth, in and out, and we'll spend a few days down in Perth just doing recovery again before we fly home. We're going to fly down for this one and fly home, so yeah, we won't be doing it too much. We'll be pretty much just hanging in the...
no pesky 79 roll on the southwest finally?
No, we won't be doing any touring around or anything. We'll just get down there, we'll do our surgery. Pretty much hang out at the motel and then fly out and come back home, and then we'll get back on the horse and start getting around. But again, we actually have been putting a couple of videos out on our YouTube, and we've been sort of getting out. We did a weekend away in between the surgeries. Got away on the quad bikes that we've been meaning to for ages, so that was sick to do that. But yeah, we've been busy, mate. We're both back at work, and there's a bit going on. But yeah, so there you go, mate. That suits you actually better.
This one got posted down especially.
Did it?
It's a couple of weekends behind, but yeah.
Well, that actually suits you, Joe.
I can't drink though. I can just see, but.
And I'm tipping it's going to get real hot real quick. Not that it matters
down
there.
Actually, I can probably lift it up. I don't even know if you can hear me either.
No, I can hear you. Yep. So the only
probably better. It's probably what you need. Slow you down a bit.
Yeah. What? Just so I have to take a breath?
Yeah.
Also, to anyone that is only listening to this, because obviously this is live, but we will be chucking this up on Spotify and that in a couple of weeks' time. It should be coming out this Wednesday. Actually, I think we're due to throw one out this Wednesday. But Jaden actually has, I would think it's a rabbit. It's probably a mouse, is it? Is it meant to be a mouse?
It's supposed to be a rabbit.
Yeah, it is a rabbit. So he's got a rabbit head on. And I seen how tight it was to get on. Because he does have a reasonably large melon in normal time. So anyway, bros, we did put out a Q&A box on our Insta yesterday, and I put one out on our Red Dust Adventures page today, and we've got a few questions, mate. We've got about 20 odd questions to get through, so we're potentially not going to do all these in one. We're potentially going to do and we're going to read these out in order of how they've come through to the question box.
Oh, it's actually an awesome one.
We had them coming through from Instagram and private message and Facebook and all over the shop. So basically, as each one's been coming through, I've been taking a screenshot of it, and then I've written it down on a notepad in front of me. So we'll go through them, one by one, in order. What I want to do though, if you remember, before we did our lives, we did put a Q&A box up, which is like a couple of months ago now, and we asked questions, and we only got 2 people to jump on and ask questions, and that was Mick Barsby, good mate of mine, and Zach. Obviously Mick being Sandy Talk 79 on Insta and Zach being GWM Tank on Insta and YouTube. They asked a couple of questions, and to be honest with you, we've done a little bit of research, and these questions are probably they're a bit deep.
You did a bit of research.
Yeah, well, I did. And look, to be honest with you, we're just going to read them out and show them the respect they deserve, because they're a big part of the potty. They're always get involved and making an effort, and we really appreciate that. So I'm going to read out the first one, Buzz, and it was from Mick, and he said, just your opinion on the gun laws moving forward in Western Australia, and what's our thoughts on it. Now, for me, I'm not a shooter. I don't surround myself with shooters, so I don't sort of know too much about the gun laws. I did do a bit of research, and I did speak to a couple of my mates from work who do have guns, and I was actually just talking to someone the other day, and obviously one of the lads we follow, Kenny, from Aging Outdoors, he's a mad shooter, always away shooting. Now, what I do believe the laws, and I don't know whether they've come in or that's what they're proposing, but one of the laws, mate, is 5 rifles only in your possession. And it sort of makes it quite hard, and I don't know whether, because I believe this was pre-election, and then obviously it would have to get put through, and I think it was the Labor government that was trying to push for it. So yeah, I don't know who voted for Labor and who voted for Liberal. Not my business, don't care, and not anyone's
big
business.
shout to Elbow,
but yeah,
legend.
But at the end of the day, a couple of my mates were saying, what's shit about the new rules if they come in? And again, I'd love for someone, if anyone is watching live and does know whether the rules have come in Western Australia. What it did do is, one of the lads that I work with was saying he's got like 8 or 10 rifles, and like 2 or 3 of them are like family heirlooms, mate. So passed down from his great-grandfather and his grandfather and maybe his dad, and he doesn't shoot with them anymore. They just stay in a gun safe, and they're safe keeps or keepsakes or whatever you want to call them, that he would potentially hand down to his kids as they grow up. And then he has a good 5 rifles that he uses, because he's a recreational shooter, and lives on property and stuff. But he's in that bit of a dilemma now. Does he get rid of the 3 guns and just keep 2 for shooting? But he likes to shoot. You know, each gun, like most things, has a job to do. So, you know, you shoot a kangaroo with a different gun to you shoot a rabbit with. So I'm not going to try and sound like I know guns, because I don't, and I don't profess to. But I think it sucks that there can't be a way that, you know, we don't want people having 50 guns. But if you've got 50 guns and you haven't been convicted of murder in the last 50 years, I reckon you're half safe, just quietly. Like, not everyone that owns a gun is a psychopath and a murderer. So I don't know how to police that, and what the process is for the gun lads, you know, the shooters going forward. But yeah, pretty shit when you're put in a position where, you know, you've been responsible. I mean, you can essentially hold, you know, registration for 22 cars if you want, and you can go and kill someone every day with a car. You know what I mean? Like, it seems silly, because, you know, I've heard people say before, and I agree with them, mate, it's not the guns that jump out of the cabinet and just go and shoot people. It's the people behind the trigger that shoot people, or shoot people, or, you know, kill people. So the reality is, if a murderer or, you know, a psychopath wants to get a gun and kill someone, they'll get a gun, because there's a black market, and there'll be a black market for the rest of the world. Or they'll know someone with a gun, or a gun, you know, a shooting, a rifle range or whatever, where they can get guns. They'll get a gun if they need to. So that's my opinion on it. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm not going to profess to. Have you got any knowledge on it at all, Jaden, and have you got an opinion on it?
Oh, just sort of not knowledge on the same. I've been around people with guns, but you could say some numbers to me and I wouldn't have a clue how big they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a tool. They're I know you can talk to Regan. Obviously, he's up in NT, and you know, it's something he needs to carry around with him regularly on the station. And it's a tool. It's and down the southwest here, you know, we got heaps of roos. Like it's sort of a thing. Not that you need to go mass murdering roos or anything, but a lot of the farms are a pest, you know. Go and destroy stuff, and you know, so it's a tool to sort of keep animal numbers in check and all this sort of stuff. Plus, you know, like sometimes you have to put animals down and all that sort of shit. So it's definitely a tool, especially in your rural areas. Really good tool. One thing I did hear about an option for, I mean it just sucks either way. Like I understand. You know, like compared to say America to Australia, again I don't know the difference between them and what even the laws are properly in Australia, but you know, I understand, like, you know, you stop school shootings and this and that, and you know, you don't want people rolling around with automatic weapons and all this carry on, and but I don't know, like I don't really listen to the radio or the news, or actually gives them the shits and all that, but I haven't really heard of, you know, like all these people going around shooting and I don't even know what's really sparked it, to be honest. Like, but another thing I did here with the relic option, because obviously done the buyback of, and you know, my granddad, he handed his in. He didn't. He just said, "Oh, look, I don't even really use it. Like, don't really need it. Not going to get any land." So he handed his in. But the relics does, you know, the family heirlooms does suck. One option I did here is, I believe you can go somewhere, you can take your gun in, they'll pretty much make it unusable. You know, they fill it full of metal or whatever they do, so there's no way that gun will ever fire again. And then I think then it's not classed as a gun, you know, so you don't need that license. So then you can, you know, hang it in your lounge room or whatever, which again, it sucks to a point, because, you know, to get something handed down, it'd be cool if it was still working and still be able to clean it and
100%.
be able to, you know, hand it to your kids, and when they get old enough they can go fire it, you know. So it does suck. Obviously that is an option to get around it, but I don't think it's just really uncalled for, you know. If there was shootings left, right and centre, fucking oath, like they're going to do something, but really, like, if they're a tool, you know, and just seems a big trouble for everyone. So I'm going blurry with my camera.
Mate, one of the lads was saying to me yesterday, the stupid part in all this, mate, is that nowadays with 3D printing, you can actually 3D print a gun as a one-time use. You can 3D print a gun, and I don't know too much about this either. I know some of the 3D printing they're doing nowadays is insane, but you can 3D print a gun that you can use and fire, and then just melt it with no evidence. You know what I mean?
Oh, if you want to kill someone, you can do it. There's a lot of ways to do it. There's bows, there's cars, there's poison, there's, you know, like, obviously a gun, I understand, is, you know, you can just sit on a hill and just go to a show or something and start firing, you know, it's a lot easier to do it, but I don't think there's a call for it, and, you know, I don't know a heap, but it's bullshit, you know. There's a lot of things the government does weird, but, you know, I'm not a political sort of bloke. This isn't a political buddy podcast, but I don't know. It's what it is. Love to hear everyone else's comments about it, and fill us in more on what.
Is there anyone that's listening live, mate, that's got an opinion? I'd be interested if the coffee machine man up there in the territory, what he thinks, if he's still on there live.
Regan said if all I accomplish in life is giving you mobs those nicknames they stick, I'll be a happy man. Trav said, great to hear about Fee. Ara said, just stick a straw through the gob of that bunny hat. Regan said, government overreach is insane, the laws are pushing through are truly wild, honestly. Larissa said, Manova is a comp shooter and he needs to change his safe to accommodate the new rules on pistols, but there isn't any safes on the market that you so he has to change his safe to meet the new rules, but there aren't any safes on the market. I can't even think of the bloody name. Everest, sorry. As you know, guys, I'm bad with names. 2 seconds. But he's saying there's there's no, they need to change the safes, but there's no safes for them. So
that's insane, isn't it?
What is it? It's just going Matt Everest off road.
Okay, so Yeah, and that's it. Even what Matt's saying there, like, and I'm sure there's other people that are facing that as well. The fact that, there's nothing so that you can put the rule in place. But at the end of the day, like, well, there's no one on the market that can accommodate that. So, and I did listen
same as I said, electric cars. I've mentioned that.
Yeah.
They're pushing electric cars, but they don't have infrastructure to be able to charge them everywhere. So it just doesn't make sense.
And they don't have anything in place yet to dispose of them, mate. So when they shit themselves, they don't have any way of disposing of them. Like, it's stupid, but well, that's interesting, Matt. And thanks for sharing your knowledge on that, mate. Because again, we're both not shooters and don't know too much about it. But and even Regan saying like some of the rules, like I'd be interested to know whether they're getting affected up there in the MT or not. Because obviously he does. He uses a rifle and a shotty or whatever he uses up there, for whether it be for bloody foxes or for, injured animals or whatever. Like that, it's a part of his job, mate, and a part of living on a property. And look, mate, it might not affect everyone the same as it would some other people. Some people just love to have guns, and I just don't see an issue with it. But anyway, if there's no one else commenting on that, mate, thanks heaps, Mick, for your question. And for getting involved in the potty again, I really appreciate it.
Before someone picks it for me, I've just realised, sitting here in the dark, didn't organise a light so you could actually see my face, so I'll just sit really close to the computer.
You can see your face, alright.
I'll turn the laptop screen as bright as it will go.
Nice. Beautiful backdrop though, bro. Beautiful.
Yeah, not bad. Over our lake every night.
Yeah, no.
Pretty shit spot.
So again,
what's the next one, brothers? The next one, we're flying through them.
Yeah, so Zach, GWM Tank, he obviously gets involved all the time. Old Paragraph, we nicknamed him, because he does send in a decent question.
He puts a sweat on our brow, that fella, I'll tell you.
He does.
Puts us through our paces.
Now, I'm not going to read out his whole question, but his question essentially is around this 30 by 30 rule. Which to be honest with you, until he asked that rule, mate, I had no idea I'd never heard of it, and what impact he believes, or what impact do we think it'll have on just like the recreational fall drivers, fishermen, hunters, whatever, like the environment that we sort of find ourselves in. So I did a little bit of research on this 30-30 thing, and essentially what they're trying to do is reclaim. And I'll hope someone that's smarter than me can let me know if this is right or not.
Pretty much all of our audience.
100%. You're a flog. But they want to, by 2030, they want to reclaim 30% of, I think it started in the UK, and that's my understanding, but the rest of the world are agreeing to it, and they're getting on board it, and they're signing off on it to say that they will reclaim 30% of our land for bio something, basically to stop people using it, stop damage, biodiversity. So in a nutshell, for me, as layman terms, there's a couple of, I listened to an interview on ABC, and they were just talking about how so many places that will go in there and say, for example, the impact if we just go in and make a mine or something where only one species of koala live and they're like nearly extinct. If we go in there, we'll basically make them extinct and you'll never get them again. The trade-off for that is, I'm just going to reel off figures, and then you'll get the concept of like it goes across the board. So I think it's like 20 billion or 2 billion or whatever amount of money, but it's in the billions of dollars in tourism a year coming to Australia solely for the koala, because the koala doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. It doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet. As much as like, in that interview they were saying how, here in Australia, and I'm sure it goes across the world, we sort of take advantage of, we're just a bit blasé the fact that, koalas live here and I don't get to see them every day. They're not in the Pilbara quietly. But there is places where if we just go in there and destroy that area, we'll never see them again, and basically not only will we not have koalas, but we lose billions of dollars a year in revenue through tourism, which is a massive impact on our country, mate, 100%. And that goes across the board. You know, like I didn't, you know, again, mate, I'm not a bird watcher or anything, but there was in that interview they were talking about in South Australia, mate. There's half a dozen species of galahs, parrots, so on and so on that there's nowhere else on the planet. Willy wagtails, mate. The willy wagtail, and I don't want to sound like I'm fucking a bird watcher or whatever, because I'm just trying to take in all this knowledge, but the willy wagtail, brother, it's not related to any other bird on the planet. It is only.
We got heaps of them down here.
And it's its own breed. And at the end of the day, if we lose them, people come from all over the world apparently to see a willy wagtail. I think, Bud, I don't know whether it was wallabies or birds or whatever. I think it's the bird watching thing. Over $20 billion a year. I don't know whether it was Australia or worldwide, for people just to go to places and see birds that they don't get to see in their own country. Yeah. So this biodiversity thing and just trying to protect places, and I guess to a certain extent, mate, it sort of made me think a bit, you know, and it's probably on topic but off topic, to where now when we go out bush and we just go and pick up a piece of wood in the bush, and, you know, we talk about fires and we talk about you need to just burn the fuel on the ground and all the rest of it. But then there's that trade-off of, like, if you just went through and burnt everything, all these marsupials have got no homes, all the rest of it. So, without sounding like a greenie, and I've turned full, that I get the whole process of having little pockets of different countries, and they're not talking about just trying to do it in the middle of the Simpson Desert, or they're trying to do it in built-up areas as well. So, I think there's a merit to it. Doing it, and what impact it has on us, I'm not actually sure, Zach, and I'm not, you know, if anyone else has an opinion on it. Obviously it will have an impact on us. Like, is that when we were talking about, you know, our last couple of lives with Maddie, or our last couple of potties when we did with Maddie about closing tracks down and all that sort of shit, what connection does that all have to this? Not sure, maybe a bit of it. So I guess we've all got to adapt that. If there's certain areas they're going to close off so a koala can live happily and all the rest of it. So I'm tipping Regan saying something dumb in the background. Only just because you started laughing. I didn't say anything funny. So anyway, go on. Tell me what the vlog's saying.
No, so Regan, just backtracking quickly. Regan's given us a big thing on the guns. Mate, over in WA, they're banning farmers and carrying around multi-tools, etc. in certain situations, knife laws, etc. I don't know the exact extent of the situation though, yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's like impossible to carry a knife around anymore, like you're getting the big shit. Yeah. Yeah, I know that is a thing. From my understanding, it's more the city, like I think the country, they're pretty chilled about it, but you never know, you get that dick cop when you're in the shit. NT is pretty good. We're generally the Wild West, however, they've just had a firearm database implemented, which I think is national. Basically, the authorities want to know everything about your firearm, multiple photos, etc., which I think is fair enough.
Yep.
Once again, the people doing the right thing get pinned. We're all licensed, responsible firearm users.
Yeah.
Brad's got a new nickname, Dr. Green Thumb.
Well, there you go. Thanks, Regan. I have no, mate, and all I can say is, like, you could lock in the name Flog for Regan. Like, they could just type that in there. It should be just easy enough.
I wonder if we can change it on the live.
He loves it. Or just Regan Banter Flog. I love his banter, again, mate, I'll probably sound like I'm a green thumb and I'm like getting involved, but listening to that, and I listened to all these interviews today as I was doing some yard work. I had my headphones on and I was listening to it solely for this podcast, so I showed a bit of respect to Zach for asking the question, and just for my own knowledge, mate, at the end of the day,
no, I haven't actually heard of it.
I put my head up my ass, and I don't give a rat's ass about all that sort of shit. As long as I get to go out and do shit. But at the end of the day, I've got kids, and my kids are already, they're in their 20s and talk about they want kids too. So if all these places get locked out and our kids don't ever go there, it's pretty sad, really. So if there's something we can do, to help out and be a green thumb, I fucking will. I will. So.
No, 100%.
And thanks for sharing your knowledge on the guns and that, because it's funny how Regan was saying about the multi-tools or Leathermans and that, man, where a lot of the mines we work on, you're not allowed to have a Leatherman because they've got a knife on it. You're not allowed to have a blade on there. And that, I don't think that's because you're going to kill someone. That's because there's fucking idiots out there that don't know how to use a butter knife, so they cut themselves. So, you know, you can't have a Leatherman on site. But, look, at the end of the day, pretty crazy society. And I do get, man, if you've got guns, you should have to hand information over to say where you live
100%.
and all the rest of it. Yeah, they need to have...
Know who's got one and if there's a...
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like anything, mate, if you're not doing anything wrong, you've got nothing to hide. Fucking, you should be all good given the information. But, yeah, all right, so...
Regan just said, don't be like that, mate, make us a coffee.
Fucking wanker. So have you got any knowledge, mate, on the 30-30?
Yeah, I'll just read Big Trav's just said, reading the article, 60% of Australia is privately owned, so they want private landowners to buy in to the 30% land grab by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, 100% I think we, I've listened to lots of podcasts and stuff on, like Joe Rogan. I love listening to him, and you know, anyone listening, I've mentioned it before, he's a wild, you know, some of it's a bit out there, but you know, they sometimes talk about, you know, the extreme sort of shit, and there's definitely needs to be some sort of like we did on the other podcast, you know, sort of need to reserve some of that land, you know. The numbers, it's not necessarily like I was just talking to someone the other day about firewood down here. And you know, like there's no dry wood on the ground here anymore, like bugger all, compared to what it used to be. And it's not people getting firewood, it's the numbers that kill it. It's, you know, you can have one four-wheel drive track, when we talked about this before, you have one person going on a four-wheel drive track, it's fine, but there's that many people now with a camper trailer and a four-wheel drive, and it's that numbers, and there has to be some sort of change, as we talked about before. And again, I don't know a huge thing with that 30-30 sort of rule thing they're bringing in, wouldn't be against, you know, reserving some sort of land that humans don't touch. I think that would be a good thing, but are they going to be dicks about it and go shut down major things that everyone uses? And you know, surely there's some land that already isn't that touched that you just leave it, like, you know, no one's allowed on it, nothing's allowed to be built there, no roads allowed to be put in. Like, Australia's a big country, a huge country, like,
brother.
and you know, maybe there is certain things that we do want to save, and there might be some waterfalls and this and that, but at the end of the day too, like, surely we can use it, just manage it properly. Like, honestly, like we, you know, we've got all these Department of Parks and Wildlife, and again, not hanging shit on them, and I don't want to go talking about what we talked about before, but you know, there's a lot of different things we could do. We could manage stuff better. Again, this, you know, worldwide thing from what I understand. Not against it, but I hope they just don't be dicks about it. And 100%, like, I'd love my kids, my grandkids, the kids after that, to be able to do the same thing, you know, in their bloody electric cars, or bloody, surely it'd be like the Jetsons by then, flying over the trees or something. But yeah, you know, like, I'm not, you know, especially the way we're sort of heading with people leaving rubbish and all this, we're wrecking a fair bit, so I don't think it's a bad thing at all. But yeah, as long as they go about it a decent way, which, you know, in the government probably won't do, but
and look, mate, the only thing I'd say on that is I'm all for it, and again, I'm pretty uneducated, and I stick my head up my arse, and I don't listen to all this sort of shit. But to listen to those few interviews today, I'm all for closing places or areas down, or not closing areas down, preserving places. But what I don't want to do is what I don't want to see is people cashing in on it. Having people just preserve areas and then just turn a little area, oh no, we'll just shut everyone out, but you can pay to come in.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just in there doing dumb shit anyway. So I don't want it just to all be about money. And unfortunately, the world lives on greed.
And Trav just commented the same thing.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's the thing, Buzz, is And I reckon Trevor would be on the same page because they do. It's all about, sometimes it's about control. It's not actually doing it for the greater good and for our kids or the koalas or whatever. You know, and I'm mate saying about protecting kangaroos. Like, kangaroos are a fucking pest. There's millions of them, mate. You know, in that thing it says on ABC about people, you know, people are fascinated from all over the world that you can actually just go somewhere and see a kangaroo. But we take it for granted. We take it for granted because they're a fucking pest. They're everywhere.
I'd love to see the stats on kangaroos. How many cars are written off a year because or damaged because of a kangaroo? It'd be the numbers would be crazy, especially down these ways. Like, I mean, anywhere across Australia, you know. Sure, Regan has a Saint, like, it's just right. They're everywhere. Like, you go to I could go to the corner block right now. Then just up the road from us, and I could count a good 30, 40 just in one block. Like, that's just one area. Well, mate, like that, everywhere.
If you could shine a spotlight over your shoulder right now, because I've camped there for a couple of weeks, mate. You'd put a bloody spotlight over your shoulder now, and you'd see 30 or 50 of them, and that's just on your block. You know what I mean? Like one bit of the southwest. Like, you know, there's billions of frigging things in this country, so. Yeah, I don't think we need to panic about kangaroos anytime soon. But, yeah, look, I mean, again, don't know a lot about the 30-30 rule. I appreciate you sending that in, Zach. But I have no doubt that everything that they do to preserve areas and close areas down 100% will have an impact in some way, shape or form on recreational users such as yourself, shooters, hikers, fishermen.
Probably just another excuse.
Yeah. So, look, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the more we talk about all this sort of stuff, the more it's imperative that we don't all just sit at home watching other people's YouTube channels and wishing we were doing what they're doing. Just get out there and fucking do it. Like, go and live your lives. Go out there. If you're not into kangaroos but you love catching barra like me, go and try and catch a barra. Or, you know, go and can do
throw that cast net in the river and lose it.
All of those beaches that, you know, the beaches that you potentially they'll close down. Get on the beaches now. Get on the beaches as much as you can. Enjoy them. Don't wreck them. Look after them. Don't leave your rubbish. Do all the right things, because the reality is there's that much going forward. These rules, new national parks rules and all the rest of it. We're slowly. It's inevitable. We're going to be getting closed out of some of the most beautiful, pristine spots in our country, in the world, and in the world. So, thanks, heaps, Zach. Appreciate you.
Got a few comments to catch up on too.
Apologise to Mick and Zach that it's taken 2.5 months to answer your questions, but we got there in the end. So, appreciate it, legends. Any comments you want to catch up on?
Big Trav just said about the article, and he says, I'm enjoying my dinner on site with wooden cutlery. I go through 5 sets just to cut my steak.
Gold.
The only problem is they zone it and then charge us money to go visit, which is exactly what you said. Regan said, it's wild to me. Australia is the size of America roughly. We have the population of LA alone. They have 350 million odd people. We have so much fucking land. But what do I know? Surely they don't need to lock up land. Surely, Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm with Regan in that. And what I will say, Regan, if you're still listening, mate, again, not to go on too much about that ABC thing, but they were talking about, and obviously it's been said, because the comment that old mate that was in the interview said they're not just focusing on the middle of Australia and uninhabited areas. And I think that comment was made simply because when that argument's been put forward, there'd be people like myself, Regan, you, Trav, plenty of other people say, like, fuck mate, there's a billion, trillion acres out there that no one even fucking touches. Why don't you lock them up? Why don't you go and grab some kangaroos and just chuck them in there in a big barbed wire fence, like, and let them go haywire? And then the people from all over the world can come and look at them there, because there's nothing out there. Right, so all the good spots, and when I say the good spots, all the spots that we love to enjoy, because some spots aren't inhabitable, but I can tell you the kangaroos will handle it. Just dig a dam there for them. Like everyone goes on about I'll probably get silly, I'll probably sound silly, but like that artesian basin, I'm sure it runs out eventually. I don't know where all the water comes from. Is there an endless artesian basin? Fee and I spoke about this the other day, and maybe there is. Dig a dam somewhere and put all these marsupials, kangaroos, koalas, stick a heap of gum trees there, stick them in just one big centre of Australia zoo, and just bring everyone there. Like, make it a big tourist attraction. I don't know, it sounds stupid, but there is ways of sort of protecting it without to all the places that people do get to enjoy. Just stop controlling us. Yeah, so anyway.
Trav said, and here comes my pronunciation again, Nanga Brook, I believe it is a big example.
Okay.
I haven't even heard of that place, so obviously they must be charging people to get in there.
Yeah.
And he also said they are also doing 30% of water as well.
Oh yeah, true. Right.
Which, because I know like down Esperance at the moment, there's some big thing going in. They're making it some park thing, so no one's allowed down there, no diving and all this sort of stuff. Like they're trying to turn it as a
so
big,
that 30% is like whether it be lakes, streams, or ocean front. I think that's what he's saying, is it? Yeah. So like where you would normally drive along the beach at Esperance, they'll stop you doing that as well. Yeah. Well, that sucks. So there you go. There's another little add-on, because I didn't, and I probably did hear that in that interview or the couple of interviews that I listened to, but I forgot to mention that. So thanks heaps, Trav. Appreciate that, mate. Because
we couldn't hear over the coffee machine, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I'm glad Trav heard it or was able to read it over the chopping of his knife and his timber knife and fork. Good luck with that, Trav, eh? Yeah, because that's timber knife.
Regan said, "Fuck the ruse." No kidding.
Nah, but I think there's plenty of people out there who would agree with you, Regan.
Yeah.
Billions of the fucking thing. So.
Yeah, Travis said true. Yep, marine parks. Yes, I'm pretty sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Esperance, I don't know if it's gone ahead.
Yeah.
When I was down working down Ravensthorpe, there was big talks about it.
Okay.
They pretty much turned it to a marine park, and obviously that's a huge tourist attraction that way. Like it's, it's a fair way from all the big smoke and all that.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to, I'm pretty sure, stop a lot of, no boats, no diving, no everything down there. So
yeah, right.
Should be a shame. It's a nice part of the world, nice and cold and wet, but yeah.
And that's again, mate. If they close it down, it's not fine. It shits me. But if you were going to protect species that were going to be able to go out into the ocean or breed in there and then go out to the ocean and we can catch them later or whatever, I'm all for that. But again, I don't want Esperance to turn into like when we were down there, a couple of months ago, and we'd for example, go to Busselton Jetty. But we went to Busselton Jetty at like 12 o'clock in the day, and there's like 1,000 walks and tours and all that sort of shit you can do out there. Bit of an exaggeration, but there's heaps of them, and they were booked out for the whole weekend. And that's just so you can't. There's only a certain spot you can get to, and you can fish, and then after that, you can pay to fish and dive and snorkel and do all this sort of stuff and eat and buy merch and all that sort of stuff. You can pay, but you can't do anything there. Like your normal person just can't knock off work and go there and do that sort of shit. So again, I hate to think that they do that with Esperance, where they close it all off. So we can't just drive along the beach and sit there and have a beer or a fish or whatever, but they can close it off and just charge you to be there. That shit annoys me a little bit. But I mean, unless they've got a real good reason and they work with us as recreational humans in their country. So anyway, if there's nothing
Regan
else
just
to
said
add on
Brad Ewan Fee's latest episode was dog shit.
Did he really?
No, it was good. He said it was good. No, he said it was good.
Well, I didn't like your last 5 videos, Regan, but anyway.
No, he didn't even say. I was just staring at his shit. I was just getting a war going. Anyway, what have we got on next before we...
I was actually going to talk Regan up, because he's one of my favourite YouTube channels, but...
I thought I'd try and start a fight, get it going for us.
No, good on you. Well done, Jake. You're another vlog.
Just what I do best.
Righto, so what have we got next? So I'm going to have to put my big thick glasses on.
Put his Coke bottles on.
Yeah, so thanks to Mick and Zach once more. So, there you go, Big Trav must be hanging around for his. So, this will be interesting, because I was having a bit of a yarn to Trav last night. Obviously he sent his question in, and then I sent him a bit of a private message just to get a bit of,
insight.
Just a bit of to double check on the rules of his question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my phone. I've got refer to photo.
Fucking this guy.
You got to be professional, mate. You got to show respect Respect's due.
You're supposed to have it ready.
Well, Trav doesn't ask a simple question. He's done the whole...
Give him Paragraph a run for his money.
Yeah, he's given Paragraph... where is he? Yeah, Trav.
Way down the list, mate. Fucking way down the list.
No, he's not. Well, essentially what he's asked, right, is money's no object. Why did I had it sitting down here?
Big shout out to Renegade Grips and Annika Auto Care while we're in this intermission.
Yeah. Here we go. So I hope you're there, Big Trav. So Big Trav's question last night, and this is to you and I, Jaden, and then so I've asked him whether we can break it down. So, if money was not an option, where in the world would you like to go to experience their culture and explore their area? With this question, Australia is not included. My answer is walking the Camino de Santiago trail between France and Spain. You follow the old Roman route and take in the sights as you walk over 200 kilometres. This is one of my bucket list items. So that's Trav's. And that would be sick. I'm not a mad hiker. I would love to do more hiking, but 200 kilometres is insane. But the old Roman route, man, God, it would have some history. You know, it would be mint, yeah. And I'm tipping. I'm pretty confident Trav will do that one day. He's probably like organising it now, but yeah. So his one is walking the Camino de Santiago trail between France and Spain. So I hope you get to do that, Trav. And thanks for your question. What I did, Jaden, is I sent him a message to say, like, obviously I love doing sort of different things. Could I answer that question by having a full drive destination, a quad bike destination, and a fishing destination?
Fucking hell.
So,
stitching me up here.
Well, you can do just yourself. You can do only one if you want, but I'm going to do all three. So I said, as a full drive destination, anywhere in the world, can't be Australia. I'd love to just do Moab. There's probably heaps of places I'd love to do, but I'd love to just do the big Moab thing and climb those big rocks and even if I just went there and went with some other crazy mad dog, because I don't know, like, I don't think you'd have to build a car per se. I don't know. Like, I'd love to go to Moab. I reckon it would be sick. And some of the places, you know, I've obviously watched the episodes with Full Drive 24/7, and some of the landscape they go through, and to come down, there was one of their episodes, mate, where they come over this massive hill and there's this big ice-filled lake down the bottom. Epic, absolutely insane. So that's for me. Full drive destination would be Moab. Quad biking, because I love my quad bikes. Canada. Fee and I talk about it on a regular basis, mate. If money's no object and Trav was going to pay all our bills for the year and pay our wages, thanks Trav, that'd have been the world to us. We would go and spend a year in Canada. We would love to do a full year in Canada, do the cold season and their warm season, I guess what you'd call it. So Canada would be the go, Trav. I'd love to get to Canada. Fee and I would love to go to Canada and do a season on there on the quad bikes and just get amongst it, because they've got some amazing trails, some amazing country, and it's set up for quad biking and side-by-sides and ATVs and that. And for fishing, I did actually write Coburg Peninsula, which is off Arnhem Land. So it's not actually joined to Australia, but that's a bit of a cheat thing. But if it wasn't there, if Trav was going to tell me I was cheating there, I'm gonna go as far as to say I'd love to go to America. I'm not sure. I think it's Florida. I've been listening to quite a few fishing podcasts recently, and I think it's out of Florida, where they do a heap of big like billfish game fishing out of there, and it's massive over there, where you can just go and jump on a boat, one of those big boats with like 250 horsepower, like an outboards on the back, you know, 4 stories high, and they go out there chasing like marlin and sailfish and that. I'd love to go and do that, and then just pay for someone. I'll go and do a tournament, but just even to go out on the tournament as a fisherman but even just to watch other people just like
Fun,
getting those, it'd be epic. It'd be absolutely epic. So, for me, Trav, thank you for your question. They're my three. I'd love to hear Jaden's thing because he's pretty boring, Jaden. And so it's up to you, mate. You can just call the one thing where you'd like to take the slot.
No, also, I'd say, I mean, I've had really no intention of. I don't know. I just love Australia. Like, I mean, that might change as I get older. I might go exploring Australia. All right, I want to go overseas, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm at home boy. I love Australia. But New Zealand is something definitely. It seems so sick over there.
Yeah, it would be.
That would be sort of my touristy sort of spot. Without a car, like I think the 4-drive's pretty cool over there, but you know, just like having to go out snowboarding and break a leg or two or something like that. And, you know, like, just the mountains and it just looks. Some of those spots just look awesome. So there's one country I know it's sort of part of Australia, but you know, fuck you, it's a different country. But you know, that's one place I want to go. For driving would be, and I'm not really familiar on spots in America, but America looks, some of those trails, like, I'd be sick to be loaded, go over there, have some monster car, and just go hit some of those tracks. Like,
it'd be sick.
Fuck, it'd just be, you know, we got all these restrictions in Australia, and it'd be cool to build some monster car with
44s and shit on it, eh?
Yeah, and sort of like a bit of Australian spec, you know, a canopy and rooftop or something, you know, throw a bit of Australian in it and go hit some of those mad trails. I have a quad, so a moped. I don't know where I'd go. Probably one of those Indian, you know, one of those mad Indian trails that are on the mountains and stuff. And you gotta pass. I'd go hit that on a moped. And then fishing spot. Well, I don't fish. I drink beer. I don't know, just wherever has a pub, really. So that'd be more. I did 4, so I beat you anyway. But
I'm going to add though, like, so because you did a 4th one and it was a touristy one.
Of course you fucking would.
But because we're talking about hiking, what I'm going to add, many years ago, I used to watch this Eva Quebec, I think her name is, or Quebec. She's a chick who does a lot of hiking and that sort of stuff. I still follow her now. And watch her channel. She does like heaps of big cross country running and does hikes all over the world. And she did a base camp once, and I can't remember where it was. And they were trying to get, like, it was like an Everest sort of thing. It wasn't Everest, but it was one of those sort of things. And obviously, I think there was a 3-point, base camp. So you get to point 1, base camp, point 2.
Yeah.
And she just did base camp 1. And when they got to base camp 1, they were in a little 2-man tent. She had a GoPro. And they got told to hunker down because they had bad weather coming. And Bud, the weather came through. That fucking tent was laying on her because it's like drifting down to the ice, and was just and the wind. It was like being in a category 35 fucking cyclone. And she was just there. It was hectic. And I think it went along for like 2 or 3 hours, and then like when it sort of stopped, you could hear all the Sherpas or whatever their name, whatever they are, saying everyone's safe and all the rest of it. And it was just snow. It was just hectic. And I remember saying to Fee, I wish I was younger and fitter, where I'd just love to go and experience that. Just that fear of just, it would be sick, bros. Like to go and do it, and even if you didn't do the whole thing, but to get to that base, like that camp one, and experience that, just that high altitude, low, that breathing where you've just got no oxygen, and I reckon it'd be
crazy
to
experience
that. So I'm going to add that as my number 4. Because then I think that's sort of, because, go on, mate.
Oh, I just figured out my beer. Like, obviously, Ireland. I'd go to Ireland. I reckon mate, I've been working construction and mining, and I think construction's at every Irish bastard here. Fuck knows why, but bro, they are mad dogs. Like, I'd love to go to a full-blown Irish bar and just get on the piss with some mad dogs. Like, they would out-drink me. I mean, I'd probably tell them I'm from not Australia, because Australians are supposed to be mad dogs, and I reckon they'd drink you under the table. But I'd say I'm from New Zealand or something, and just piss them. But another thing I've also, which is aside, and not that I wish now, but as a kid, I listen to lots of podcasts on Mount Everest, and no intention of fucking climbing it whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I reckon that'd be friggin' mad to go, even if you could get to that, because I know base camp's a bit of a trek too.
Yeah.
Like, even just staying anywhere near Mount Everest, that'd be crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Ullaroos mad enough. Like,
Yeah.
imagine seeing that thing just massive.
Yeah, insane.
So,
insane.
yeah, but yeah, that's
So
I had to go 5 just to fuck you off. So
yeah, no, that's good, mate. That's good. But no, look, I mean, and I appreciate Trav giving us the luxury of being able to throw a few out there rather than just sort of one. Because I mean, there's that many millions of things. Like, and again, because I'm with you, Jaden. I love Australia. I have all those dreams. I'd love to go and do that. Look, I'd love to go away on one of those big cruise ships and just travel around the world and all that. I reckon it'd be a great experience. But I don't dream of it, mate. Like. When I said Coburg Peninsula, mate, that's off for Arnhem Land. They reckon you can go up there. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and you can go all day to different spots and just like catch every species of fish known to man. I reckon it would be fucking tap. I'd love to go and do that. But again, I for overseas stuff. Thanks, Trev. Appreciate your contribution to the potty. You're a legend. You always get involved.
He's roasted you too as well.
He said
Trav, he said when you were looking up his message, he said that the phone has big words on it.
Yeah.
And then when you started talking about it, he said your time starts now.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming this is replying to him going to his destination was fuck, I better get another job to pay for all that, Brad.
Yeah.
So
mate,
thank you.
No doubt.
Thank you, Big Trav. Thanks for tuning in and your question.
Cheers, legend. And look, to be honest with you, mate, just as a bit of a side note too, when I was talking to Trav last night, and I said to you pre-live, Jaden, how Trav said, when we do ask this question to Jaden, maybe we can get an interpreter so he understands all the big words and all of the countries and stuff. So, I'm with you, Trav. We need an interpreter, but he got through it pretty good, so we have to give him a pat on the back, Trav. Good job, Jaden.
Mate, it's not every day. Don't expect it again, guys.
But thanks, Trav. That was good because there is definitely spots around the world that I'd love to go to. It's some sick shit out there. There's some mad shit out there. And good luck with that trip, Trav. Looking forward to that YouTube video.
Yeah.
Those
blisters, son.
Yeah.
We're at a. I know we definitely get another one in, I reckon.
Yep.
Stretch her out a little bit. I just want to say to you, everyone, that when we have our stonker, you better smash us with 20 questions again as well.
Yeah,
I want all 30 at least. Don't smash us when we're doing these little hour episodes and then give us nothing for the stonker. So just keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah.
What's the next one, buzz?
All right, so we've got Steve-O from Old Mates Off Road. Big Trav's bestie.
Big Trav just said, cheers, fellas, gotta go to bed. So cheers for tuning in, brother. Thanks for your question.
Thanks, Trav. And just be careful with those bloody timber knives and forks. Don't get a bloody splinter in your cheek. Thanks for your contribution and thanks for joining us, mate. You're a bloody absolute legend. And be safe up there. So Steve-O, Old Mates Off Road, Travis' best mate. So he said, and this is essentially probably for me, mate, and I'll make this quick. Must see camping spot in the Pilbara. And look, the Pilbara's a beautiful place, and I think there's so many spots up there. I mean, there's the Carajuni's and all the rest of it. I think you've got to go to Carajuni and that and experience just the ancientness of it and all the rest of it. But if it's just camping, and it's not the best camping at this particular spot as such, but just one of our favourite spots, and it's running waters. I just think anyone that wants to, just because there's water there all year round, it's like an oasis in the middle of the desert, man. It's for the Pilbara, sick spot. There's so many spots I could tell you about, but I think everyone should go and have a look. But for that one spot in the Pilbara, I rate running waters. You've got to go there. It's and again, the Pilbara's a big spot. I'm just talking about what we've travelled. So the Pilbara goes. It's a massive area. And a lot of people would talk, and I don't even know whether like all the spots around Newman and all the rest of it, man. There's a lot of spots we've never seen over there. Do you know what I mean? There's outside of Running Waters. There's another spot that I went with the boys on the boys trip that we've been to before. which is a bit of a private spot. There's a fair bit of effort that goes to get in there. And when you get up here, Steve-O, I'll be 100% taking you there. Yeah, that's a spot you've got to go to. It is absolutely epic. But that's a bit of a private spot. So when you get here, mate, I'll show you that spot. Outside of that, running waters. Thanks heaps, Steve-O. Appreciate it, brother. And yeah, I'll be watching a YouTube video after this tonight. We going again, bros? So
yeah, another beer, mate.
So the next question, mate, and I don't know, you might be able to help me with this, and maybe you won't, but this is from Gerald Garlett. Gerald Garlett on Insta. The Garlett boys, they're a family from Kununurra. Absolute legends. Yeah, live the same sort of life as us. Work hard, play hard, fish hard. And they're the gurus of the Kununurra area and that East Kimberley area with the fishing for barra specifically. Yeah, and he just said something about basically, yeah, surely be talking about something to do with fishing. So what I want to add to that, obviously, yeah, his brother Josh, he's got a YouTube channel, JRG Fishing. So check that out on YouTube, like and subscribe to those lads. And that's the brothers and the family getting out there and their mates and that fishing for barra, and yeah, it's bloody good content. So get on there and like and subscribe to the JRG Fishing. What I wanted to add, because I actually sent the boys a photo the other day, and as you know, mate, I sent you were one of the first people I sent the photo to.
That little toenail sized fish.
I went out there and caught me PB barra the other night. Went out there with a couple of mates, and yeah, but 74 centimetres. Measured it the next day and it was 75, so I should have measured it the next day and just sort of left it at that. But 74 centimetres, mate, and it was epic. It was absolutely epic. And look, to be honest with you, this is a bit of a backstory. Went to this spot, and they'd been catching barra there. So I was reasonably confident we were going to catch one there, and yeah, one of the blokes I went there with was there 5 days earlier and got onto a 96 centimetre one, which is like, but everyone wants a metery, and then yeah, like release the big girl, but it was just, yeah, it's pumped, and it's like, I just want to get, if I could just get 97 centimetres, I would have been happy. But yeah, and to be honest with you, mate, he got onto a nice barra. And it got caught around the pylons and got off, and yeah, shattered it. It actually flicked up out of the air at like me and the other lad that were there. Yeah, it flicked up right at our feet and then jumped again, was dancing on top of the water. It was like, because they put on a show, they're just the best fish to catch. And then yeah, it got off, spat the bait, and then the other lad got onto one, and then I caught a couple of tweenies, and we couldn't land any fish. We just couldn't land any fish, mate. And then earlier on in the evening, we were fishing with liveys and then dead bait, because our liveys had died, so we're fishing with dead baits. And then I had my bait caster rod there with a lure on it, because I'd been flicking lures for a couple of hours earlier on in the night, and then just retired the lures and just sat back down there, and yeah, it was bloody relaxing, having a couple of beers. And then I was getting late. It was about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. It's like, oh, you know, we're probably going to leave here 10:30. That'll be sort of call it quits. So I just grabbed my lure rod, and I just grabbed a big circle hook, bloody little bean sinker, chucked on a gar fish through the nose, threw it in there, and then, bud, 20 minutes later, I was just splash, 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 and yeah, got onto it. So, and I sent the photo to a few lads, and yeah, to a couple of the Garlett boys, I sent it to them as well, and I know and those lads, yeah, they would be loving it too, man, because they love their barra fishing, and I just know you get pumped for the next bloke, you know. I mean, I listened to a potty the other day about fishing. There's never a competition, you know. If you and me go fishing, I mean, there's always a bit of banter and a bit of competition. Who catches the biggest one? But you're that pumped for your mate. If your mate catches a metery, like, bud, you're never jealous of it. You're a bit envious, but it's like you're just pumped for your mate, you know. Like, or if you're on a boat, you're a team, you know. You're all fixed as a team. Like, yeah, so I reckon there would have been a few people sort of pretty happy for me, and not as happy as what I was. Yeah, so look, I mean, I was still yet to get a metery, but that was me fishing story from
getting
the
there,
night.
mate. You can't go out and smash it too fast.
Mate, that's all my focus is. I just want to catch a metre barrel, metre plus bar. And look, I mean, my biggest dream, mate, would be to catch something, around that metre 20, metre 30. Just something. I see these guys, man, where they're wrestling these fish, where it's like they're holding a 10-year-old kid. I dream of it, mate. It would be just the biggest. God, it'd be sensational. So, Gerald, thanks heaps, mate. I appreciate your contribution and getting involved in the potty, and then for your question.
I've actually not this weekend coming. I mean, this will come out obviously later, but for all the live people, not this weekend coming, the weekend after. Mum actually rang me the other day. Hi, Mum. We're shooting down to Augusta. Apparently, Mum's candy. I've never. If anyone knows me, I'm not a big fisherman. Like, I don't know. I'm not a very patient fella. I mean, don't mind it either way. But yeah, I'd rather just sit back in the chair and enjoy the beach or something. But yeah, we're shooting down there. Mum's bought rented a buddy some little hut thing or something we're going to stay at. Awesome. And yeah, we're going to go try and catch salmon. I've never caught a salmon, and this is Salmon Central when they're running down here. So
yeah.
We'll try and have some patience. I don't know. I might even try and hit Mum up and get the old camera out again, blow the dust off, and see if we can make an episode maybe. Probably be a piss take most of it, but it'd be cool to at least pull in one. Never done it before, so
there's a few gurus made out there, and one of the biggest salmon gurus is Brendan from Ocean Art Adventures. Mate.
Well, that's what Mum asked if there was any good spots. I was like, I know a bloke. I'll go ask him.
Hit him up. He'll know it. He'll know the best spots down there.
Might be able to. We'll see if we can fake a video or something, hook a salmon on and bring a cute reel in or something like that.
That's it. Yeah. Get him to look you up on what rig to use and all the rest of it. He'll set you up. But that's good, man. That'll be a sick trip. Pretty bloody envious of that, because I reckon when the salmon are on. I was talking to someone the other day, and they reckon up at 80 Mile, which is only, bloody 150k or 100k from here, he reckons there was like a school of them going past, and the boys were fishing. They caught like 50 odd fish there, but they reckon there was like for about, 300 metres, was just a salmon ball. Like they reckon, and every one of them were over a metre. There was some up to like, 1,300 and that salmon just swimming down the beach, and they were just like casting, like sight casting.
You can cast them in there.
I'd be sick, bro. I'm feeling I'd miss that. But yeah, they reckon they're up at 80 Mile at the moment. That was like a week ago apparently. So, but mate, a massive shout out to Gerald and the Gala boys. And make no mistake about it, Fee and I are going to come up there, and we're going to hook up with you lads, and you're going to teach us a thing or two about catching barra. So, because I watch their videos, man, and I don't know, they've just got that knack. Like, they just know how to read the water, they know when to put poppers on and when to use liveys and how they're gurus, they love it. So, I want to get up there and meet the boys and meet the whole family and spend some time with them and learn off the experts how to catch a bloody barra. So, thanks, hopes, Gerald, and to the Gala boys. See you up there soon, eh? And
we've got a couple of questions. Surely, mate. We'll reel him in left, right, and centre.
Yeah, no doubt.
The missus will, and I'll take one of hers and take a photo anyway.
Yeah, of course. And your mum.
Callum said, "Big nuts. Don't have enough rods. Come on, need more." Regan said, "Jaden, why you talk shit? Brad and Fee's episode was bloody good." Well, we've got to get in here somewhere, mate. Stir the pot. And he's also asked, "Your V8 sounds nice, Brad. Still running a DPF?" He actually runs a Dome coffee bean in it.
Dear me. So who asked if I run the DPF? Yeah, I am, Regan. And I'll continue to run it, mate. Thank you. It does sound nice. We do love it, and it does. And it's a pity, mate, because we've got a video coming out soon when Jaden finally sends me his footage.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, and I'm still because when we did Cal Cup, mate, I've got no footage of the outside of the car. I've only got drone footage. I don't even think I don't even think we've got in-cab or anything. Probably a bit of a spoiler alert. I'm probably buggering myself up a bit.
He didn't make it, guys.
I'm bloody spilling, brothers, because it's funny because I do love the sound of my own car and my own voice. But I would have loved to have put a bloody 3-footed monster on the camera on the exhaust because it was on full song up that hill. And even you said, Bud, when I drove past you and you were filming, it's like, fuck, that sounds sick, eh? Like, It does sound good. But yes, mate, I do have the DPF. And it's twin 3.5. Twin out the back. And it's a Manta exhaust, so... is it a Manta? I don't know, actually. I actually think I've got that wrong.
One thing I know, you've got the 79 rev, but I've fucking... Because my father-in-law, he's got a 79 as well. And I've noticed that all you 79 owners, whenever you're like going from reverse into first or something, you always get this whoop whoop. I reckon Regan would be a flog like that too. Every time when you're changing from reverse to first or something, or taking off you and you're putting it in gear, you always get that couple of pops on the throttle. Eh? You 79 bloody dickheads do it. Yeah. So I reckon Regan would be right up there. He'd probably give it a good 3 or 4 before he takes off. So
and
just so the cattle can hear it.
To Callum. Young Callum, Big Sexy. Thank you, mate, for them crayfish. So when we were coming home from you, Jade, and when we were heading back up to Headland, he's living in Kalbarri now, and we called in to see him at Kalbarri. And he goes, bloody call him home, I've got a bloody present for you. And we called in there and he gave us a couple of little nice little bloody crayfish. He doesn't eat them. So thanks heaps, brother. They were absolutely tasty. I'll send him a photo on that, but yeah, he loves his fishing and he's crayfishing and all that sort of stuff. So mate, those rods, there's still not enough, mate. I need a rod for every environment and every I've been looking at a couple more rods. Big Sexy, so yeah, don't worry, Cal.
He's also said I love the shine off that sexy head. He's got quite a shine.
I appreciate it.
Regan said I don't know any less than 9 revs before taking off, even at the traffic lights.
Yeah, I'm the same, guys. Got to give a little tap, Head out the window like a fucking wolf demon. Dear Regan.
Just for your information, that I do about 9 rattles with the Hilux, so.
And the funniest thing is, just so you do know, and I'm sure the boys are gonna laugh out of this, but when we were down there and we come and seen you that first day, we turned up there and you're like, oh, we're going to a wood run, eh? And we went and jumped in the sloth. And I jump in there's a set of fucking earphones on the front seat, and it's just like, oh, this is gold, eh? And it just made me laugh. It's like, how good is it when you know you're really like, I remember years ago watching Ruthie in the old fucking Milo, and he'd be just driving along with fucking earmuffs on, and as soon as I seen him, that's what I thought about. It's like, and I said to you, didn't I? I said, like, do I need fucking earmuffs to come on this drive or what? And I'll be right, I've just more beers. So yeah, no, it was good, eh? Yeah. 100%.
I suppose that we wrap this one up and see if I've got enough power to do a second one.
Yeah, we can, mate. So we're sort of halfway through. But what I'm going to do, so I've got some questions. I've got another one, so I'm gonna skip that one because that one's got a couple in it. But because Regan's hung out for so long, because he sent in us a few questions. Hang on 2 secs.
I bet. Probably what brand of coffee bean to use.
And I've got one. I've got a heap of them that we're probably gonna have to throw into another thing. I'm gonna throw Regan's questions out. Oh no, I'm gonna just quickly. So hang in there, Regan. So I'm gonna do Regan's last quickly, mate. But just a quick one from Dan from Meet the Metches. He wants to know why is Jaden so gay? Now I'm going to let you answer that, Jaden. Why are you so gay?
Oh mate, you can't these days, in the day and age, just with how the world has evolved, you can't assume things anymore. So You can't really choose the person you are. You know, I thought it was a pretty uptight question from someone driving a Y62 Patrol that was like said that he couldn't do too much because he had to go to the mechanic in Perth and he needed a special mechanic. So yeah, I was quite confused by that question. Even though I need earmuffs and put my starter motor lead on my car every time and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, I thought that was a bit much coming from a patrol owner. So yeah, I don't know.
Just can't be gender specific, eh?
Yeah, well, that's it. You never know these days. Like you know, you're just born with anything. You know, it could be a bloody frog for all you care. So yeah, so
you can be born with a doodle and still call yourself a woman. So anyway.
Yeah, well, you know, there's room for improvement. I mean, at the start of the podcast, I was a bunny rabbit, so you know, I just like to mix it up. So yeah. Well, thanks for putting it out there. I was going to hope to do an announcement myself, but you know, thanks for spoiling that anyway.
All right, so I'm going to ask because Regan asked a serious question, and then
Regan asked the bullshit one. He said, "How do you fellas not run out of voice?" Well, I do. I'll just let Brad fucking recharge me.
So one of Regan's questions, he sent in 3. Does Jaden still have the pink sippy cup? So where is
I was actually going to rip it out, and I forgot. I ran out, and I didn't have anything to put it. I didn't really feel like drinking beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will. I'll maybe in the next episode. If
but you do still have it, Jaden.
Oh mate, that's my favourite cup. Right. That's what I have me, buddy. have me prune juice every morning out of that cup, you know.
Fucking oath. So yes, he does still have it, Regan, and it'll be on the next episode.
Yeah, 100%. I won't let you down there.
The other question he asked is, as a percentage, how soft is Brad since fitting the coffee machine now that he is a hipster barista? Another flawed question from Regan. So look. At the end of the day, I don't know. Do you want to answer that, mate? Because I don't reckon I'm soft. I just think I'm smart. I'm old. I like to live a life of luxury, and having a coffee machine and being a mobile barista is something that I'm becoming very accustomed to, and something that I'm really enjoying. And so, mate, I wouldn't go as far as to say soft. I've got a palate that needs to be looked after, and the coffee machine rules. So have you got a percentage of how soft I am, mate?
Oh, I don't know. Fuck, it'd be up there. It'd be the nicknames are just rolling in. I reckon we need to write a book. The Off-Road Yarnsman podcast name book. So we're gonna have to start writing them down. But yeah, it's pretty up there. I mean, I offered to get you some Aldi coffee beans, and they weren't good enough for you. No,
they weren't.
I'd at least be 69% or so. 69% either side of that.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So I mean, a couple of revs of the 79, I suppose it mans him up a bit, but you know.
100%. Thanks, Regan. So he's serious one because he can be serious at different times. Small doses though. Number 1 favourite most epic camping you've ever done. The one spot that takes the cake. Now, like, Regan, fucking killer question, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I just.
What was that? Most
most favourite ever campsite.
Oh yeah.
Or camping you've done. Number 1 favourite most epic camping you've ever done. The one spot that takes the cake. Look, it's just not to sound like a fucking absolute muppet, like I've been all over Australia. There's just so many spots that have absolutely blown us away.
Well, I had a bit of a, not even that. It was the location, but it was. Well, you're fucking thinking about all over Australia.
Yeah.
It was the location, but it was the experience at the same time. I've got it on YouTube when we did our sort of towards Espen. I think we were around I can't even think, Bremer Bay.
Yeah.
And we went there sort of around New Year's, and was pumped. And so we were heading to another beach site that we thought we could maybe find a camp.
Yeah.
And crossed this river, and we sort of headed straight up, but I seen a track heading toward the river. And yeah, popped into this camp spot, and just on the cliff all by ourselves. You know, you'd hear the cars up the road shooting up to this popular camp spot. And it was just friggin' sick to, I keep saying, to stumble down these back roads and roll in there, you know, cooked a meal up, took the camp chairs to the cliff edge, and myself and my wife sitting there having a feed, watching the sunrise go over the river as we're sitting on this cliff, and sick drone shots. And it was just, I don't know, it was, you know, I would probably go back there again. It wouldn't be as special, but just at that moment of rolling up there and finding this spot when it was busy, all to ourselves. And you know, there's, you know, I could probably it'd change in the future, but it was just at that time it was the sickest spot. You know, I really enjoyed that. So it's definitely a highlight, sort of one of mine so far. I'm guaranteed to find better ones, but that was pretty good.
I think this is the thing, like, so as you're saying all that, and because I remember talking about that spot, man, we've spoken about that particular trip a few times, and just the memories and that. And look, we've camped at some just epic spots, but I'm gonna say, it wasn't even, I don't even know whether it was the spot. It was, we camped on the Delhunty River in Cape York, and it was, I think the reason why I think it was the best, probably wasn't the best camping ever, because it wasn't, but I think it was because for years, man, as a little kid, all I ever wanted to do was go to Cape York and do the Cape York trip and do the old tally track. And we made the old tally track, and the first night we camped at the Delhunty River, and I think that was probably the night that I probably processed that was my first ever epic big trip. You know, I'd spent years building this, our original 105 series, built it all like there was nothing on that car, mate. Like this, the 105 I've got now that was pretty much half built for me, but that one we bought a standard car, and we built it into an absolute off-road weapon, and was doing my childhood dream trip to Cape York, and to be on the, and to wanted to do the tally track. So it wasn't the greatest camping. It was just a moment in time that I would look back on forever and think, fuck. And I remember and that was the spot where I was in the hole having a shit, and old mate came down and wanted to yarn to me. Like, that was that camp, you know, and it was memorable in so many ways, because I think that was that night, sort of even everyone had gone to bed, and I sat around the fire on my own, just reflecting on just a childhood dream. As a little kid, me and a mate were going to buy motorbikes and a 75 series cruiser, and we were going to buy it together, and we're going to do fucking Cape York, you know. And we never ever did that trip, and then I did it with my family, and it was just epic. So I reckon, mate, I've done some, again, not to sound like a flog, I've done some amazing trips, but that would be the trip that I reflected on the most. And obviously it's hard to just like say all this shit while Regan's talking shit in the background, eh? Like,
shut the fuck up, man, you're gonna piss myself.
Yeah, I know, like, fucking hell. I'm trying to say, be serious and get, like, and fucking tell him.
I'm actually gonna
and I just see you crying, like, oh, it's fucking not it, I tell ya.
He said, here we go with a full novel from Brad, just pick one fucking spot. See how Jaden answered that question, Brad? Try doing that. Yeah. Holy shit.
28, never left his backyard, the fucking idiot.
Holy shit, I just fell asleep, woke up 2 hours later, Brad's still answering that question.
Oh, fucking hell. Red all day.
Oh, this is why we love doing lives now.
Yeah.
We're going to have to book in when we can do episodes just for Regan's on.
We need to just work out when fucking Regan's having a night off. When Regan's stuck out on the property, I need to just stay on his insurance. As soon as he's stuck on the property, I'll bring you and say, let's do a fucking live. He's got no Star. Oh, he's got Starlink now too. So
yeah, well, I reckon that's it. That if you're 69% soft with the bloody your coffee machine, Starlink out in the outback, that's like,
hey, Fair
Like,
call.
I'd add a couple of zeros on the end of that. That's ridiculous. Like,
I reckon you'd
just
be
to
up
go
around
and
98.
work with some cows or something. It's not like you're even travelling Australia. Like,
Nah.
what do you need to do? Check the bloody cow prices or something for the week? Like,
And the stupid
Jesus
part is
Christ.
he's been travelling around on the property all this time without Starlink, and then all of a sudden he's got it. Like, it'd be a sponsor though.
Yeah, I understand
like,
that.
he's
I've heard he's pretty good at that. He's
He
gets those emails, and I'm pretty sure he's got an auto reply, just yes, as soon as he gets those emails
Yeah.
in. So I've heard
would
about
you
that.
like some free products?
Yep.
And it's just like,
Haven't you?
Yes.
He just reads the first three words, and just
Yeah.
this is my address. What do I need to do?
Yeah.
What brand jocks do I need to wear, sort of thing. Yeah. So.
Mate, I'm going to try and go out of my way and find a barista shop, and just tell them about Regan's channel. And I fucking tell you, because when they reach out to him and say, "Do you want a free coffee machine?" It'll get that automated fucking email message. Yep, sign me up. He'll be on the coffee machine, and I'll tell him it has to come with a pink sippy cup. It's like the rules.
Hold the fort for a second.
A coffee machine and a pink sippy cup. You will sign up on that, Regan. I can guarantee you. So yeah, to answer your question, Regan, and I appreciate you being involved all this time. For your stupid fucking questions and your actual intelligent ones. But yeah, too many spots, mate. And yeah, when you leave the territory and do some travelling, you'll get to some sick spots. And I reckon I'd be interested to know, mate. Because again, everyone asks these questions, but we never really get to hear theirs. So let us know, mate. Tell us there. You can leave them, because I don't get to see all your comments. Jaden gets to see them. So when he's grabbed his sippy cup and he's had a leak, he can come back and you tell me your answer. And what is yours? What's your favourite all-time memory or camping spot? Yeah, and let us know.
Oh shit!
And make it quick, mate. You've got fucking 10 seconds to tell us. None of this carry on. You don't need to hear the sound of your own voice like I do. Just whip it out. Have you got anything for me? Nothing.
No, you said there's no escaping me now, Brad, with Starlink. Ha ha ha, love your work, Brad.
So what, is he not going to answer?
No, I don't know. I was empty.
I was just asking him what's his all-time favourite camp spot.
Lorella. Lorella
Springs.
Lorella Springs, yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, fucking sick spot. Also, it's closed now, so yeah, good on him for being able to get to there, because yeah, no one else is going to get to there. Or maybe they'll open it up again one day. I don't know whether Rhett and Nat are out there or Rhett and Nat have left it now, but yeah, I would have. To you, Regan, that's one of the spots. We would definitely. We spoke about going to Lorella Springs one year. Sick spot. I think it's 1,000,000 acres, man. They've just untouched. It's not untouched anymore.
So I answered that in 1 fucking second.
Yeah, dude, that's all I wanted. That's all you were getting. Yeah, good work. All right.
Are we wrapping this up and saving some questions for episode 2?
Copy. Done.
See how much power I got. Hour and a half.
Yep.
So it's not a bad effort.
So I wanted just a bit of a shout out. So anyone that we did the Q&A today, and obviously this episode, everyone we've answered will come out on this Wednesday. Is that right, Jaden? You'll get that sorted, mate?
Yeah, something like that.
That's 2 weeks.
I'm doing bugger all, so yeah.
And then, he does do bugger all. And then obviously we're going to go through, hopefully Jaden can get some battery and we'll record another one tonight, now. Otherwise we'll do it during the week or whatever, and it'll be out in a fortnight, in 2 weeks' time after that. So anyone that we don't get to your questions tonight, please know we won't do another Q&A until we've recorded that, and that's released, and then we'll do another one. So everyone, we're not doubling up on questions like we have in the past. But thank you to everyone, because there is, I think we've got, I'm going to do a bit of a shout out just so people know that we did get their questions. So we've got a question from Nathan from Long Term Adventures, Evan from Old Lusty, Shane Gossage, Chris Hayes from Wing It Mission Fishing and Outdoors, Jack from Good Juju, Benny from Kimberley Dreaming, Callum Ward and Jamie Yates, Shane Oden, Mitch from 2450 Outside, Brett from Mid to 78 Troopy, and Peter Waters from What Now 4x4. Your questions will be coming out on the next episode, Legends. thank you for sending them in. And apologies that we didn't get around to it tonight because we just, we need to sort of round them up a little bit. But thanks heaps, they'll be on the next episode. And to my rabbit friend with the big swollen head, big cookie cup melon head. Thanks, man. So, yeah, we'll...
Big shout out,
everyone. Are we going to go live again, bros? Or are we going
we'll try and... I'm just going to go check my battery because I've got bugger all generator fuel. I'm not actually surprised it's still running.
Righto.
When you're living out in the sticks like we do, mate, it doesn't come on power lines as some of the... but no, a massive thanks, and I don't want to keep saying it like it's got no meaning. We really do mean it. Like, you guys tuning in, I actually really quite like this live thing. There's everyone jumping on and getting the live feedback, and just that family. It's sort of really can't wait. It's going to be a special night when we can my property or somewhere camp spot, sitting there around the fire and singing around with your legends. It'd be really sick to, we can't really. We're just two douchebags doing a bit of potty talking shit, and you guys spending all your time listening and pulling the piss out of Brad. We really appreciate it. Thank you a lot, guys. Yeah.
And really look, we'll just say again, as Jaden said, it does mean a lot to us, and we are going to jump off here now. We're going to check our batteries and all that stuff, and then we're going to go live again. So Regan, if you're still up, mate, hang around. Come on the lives on the next one. Talk some more shit, hang some more shit on us, because I know you've got plenty more shit up your sleeve. And mate, we can't.
And running down his leg.
Yeah, we can't thank you enough. We'll get you a bib. We might get you a pink bib, just for the shit reports. But yeah, look, the reality is, Regan, we love you to bits, mate. We rate you. We love what you do on Insta. We love your YouTube channel. We're massive fans. And we just love the banner, and we love you getting involved. So, yeah, anything else you say, mate, just make it 5 seconds each. And, but thank you, mate. You're an absolute legend, and that's not pissing your pocket. You're a fucking legend. We'll jump off here. Thanks for everyone getting involved in episode 16. And
episode 17.
Yeah, we'll see you for episode 17.
And keep in mind, legends, we're getting trying to do our big stonker every 10.
Yep.
So gear up for some questions, and we're just going to keep talking till we can't talk. So that's probably a good 12 hours of talking. So so anyone that just join us and sort of new to the channel, every 10 we're trying to do a big stonker. Just go live and just talk and have a good time, a few beers, and so load us up full of questions. Save some questions for episode 20. Not far away now, but we're getting there. It's awesome.
The other thing I want to mention too, legends, anyone that is listening, and when it does come out on YouTube or Spotify or whatever, what I do know, I'm pretty confident now that with Spotify you can leave a rating and you can leave a comment. We'd love you to do that because we don't really get any feedback. And with our Insta page, we ask the Q&A and you guys jump on there, but we'd love some feedback. If you can just give us some feedback, because if we're not doing lives and you do listen to it on Spotify, we don't know you're doing it, and just give us a roast like Regan does. Jump on our Insta page and just say, like, it was a shit potty, Brad talks too much shit, Jaden's got a big head, like, whatever you just want to do, but just some feedback, because we want to get you involved, because obviously,
People's podcast.
Yeah, 100%. Spot on, brother. Well said. So give us some feedback. Let us know. Anyway, episode 16 done. Thanks, Jaden. Appreciate it, legend.
Yeah.